Howdy folks, I have an absolutely insane 2v2 for you today. We've got me and Sunwu versus JD and Bird. This is Haladur 2 and 2, which is probably my favorite 2 versus 2 map. It's basically just like Haladur, except there's extra orbs in these positions and extra wells and extra orbs in those positions. We're playing, I believe, Pure Fire plus Shadow Frost, and I'm guessing that our opponents are playing Pure Frost and Pure Nature. Pure Nature is really strong on this map because there's a lot of angles for energy parasites to go. So I think that's a good choice for playing on this map. Looks like JD spawned a little bit late, but that's fine. They take the wells here, and I decided that I wanted to go instant tier 2 because I didn't want to deal with any energy parasite shenanigans. In retrospect, I don't think this was the best decision, actually, because Frost and Nature is not a very strong tier 1 combo. They lack a bit of burst. So yeah, I'm not sure the instant tier 2 was the best idea for me. It was just, if I recall, I think the last time we played on this map, there was just energy parasites spam going crazy. So I just kind of like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. Again, notice by not taking the well, there's not an energy parasite to suck. Sunwu decided he wanted to take a well there anyway, so we're kind of one well behind, but I took a well here, and that gives us very strong map control. And again, the plan is that I don't want to take any wells here, and that gives us good map control, but only 2 angles for the energy parasites to go. I start with the Spitfire Drake because that's very hard to kill with Ravage and lacking a burst from these guys. Sunwu decides to take a well there, which is kind of the opposite of what I just said the strategy was, and I think I should run away with my Skyfire Drake a little bit, because it's going to die. Yeah, so that wasn't ideal. I was kind of hoping for a life leaving or something. But yeah, so basically Sunwu has decided that he wants to take a bunch of wells, our opponents are taking a bunch of wells, and they've got the energy parasites. So yeah, now we're going to have to do the energy parasites going. At this point, the map control is not such a pro, if that makes sense. It is almost more of a con that we have such map control. Here comes the energy parasite. I am not going to have power for Skyfire Drake. Well, maybe. Maybe it's going to be close. And we've got 2 coming out, so I'm only going to be able to deal with 1. I'm probably going to let that one go through and make a Skyfire Drake to deal with that one. Nope. I made the Skyfire Drake at the wrong spot, and we're going to let him get 2 sucks off. So that's huge. That's is that 3 sucks off? Yeah, that's a 3/4 of a power roll. That's that is an unfortunate loss. And yeah, at this point, it's feeling like, okay, the game is kind of over because me and Sunwu have miscommunicated a little bit. You've already seen such a crazy advantage he's gotten from an eruption there. That was a not great place for eruption, but it looks like he's not going to. Yeah, the suck's going to get off. Maybe that's why he didn't care about swapping, because he wanted to get that suck off. And we're going to go a little bit offensive. We do have opportunities to take more wells than them, but yeah, we've done so. Well, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and they've got 5. So we're even on those, actually. There comes another energy parasite. And I was able to get a Skyfire to spawn that in time. I think this guy's going to die before I can Ravage up. So, yeah. Again, we've got the good map control, but we are definitely behind in terms of permanent power because of all the spikes. It does look like we might have a powerful push right here. But yeah, so I made the Fire Dancer in order to capitalize on the powerful push. Part of me is wondering if like maybe what I should do is I should just take a well up and try and gain more power just because we can take more power than they can take. I think attacking here, especially with the words that are already available, is not going to be very fruitful. And in fact, spoiler, it's not going to be very fruitful. This is a pretty long game. It gets pretty insane. Getting close to this, and somebody has made a Night Guard, which he wants to swap. So I figure I'll let him do that. I'll attack these guys over here. Let him get to the D1. I need to get to the D1. This power well is getting close to danger. Meanwhile, the Storm Singers are putting in the work. And we are still equal 5 rolls to 5 rolls. We don't have the rolls in our team, so this deep one is just going to die. It's not actually that scary. And Sunwu takes a welder. Again, I'm not sure to what extent I agree with that, because the power wells, I decided to just rep there because I didn't want to lose 25 power. So that trade is actually what you should do. Energy Parasite versus Eruption, you should just rep it, because then you lose 25 power, because it's a 50 power unit versus 25 energy, but it's 25 current power. Whereas if you get the stock off, then that's 25 current power. So yeah, I decided to take a while here, increase the power levels. I did think, that our deck would outscale them better, because Pure Fire is a deck which scales really well, and Lost Souls is a deck which also scales pretty well. So my thought at this point was like, hey, actually, if we all take a bunch of wells, then for one, the fact that they've got a permanent power advantage is not so huge, and two, even if we're losing in tier 3, by having better cards, perhaps we can make a comeback. I didn't notice that, but I think one hit and I can interrupt it, so that's not... Taking over Skyfire Drakes is not that effective of a move, in my opinion. We've got Energy Parasite coming here. And I think we should really avoid taking this well, because that's so vulnerable to Energy Parasites. Meanwhile, we got the Skyfire Drake here. They don't have any eruptions, so I'm actually not that concerned. I can just Ravage, and then I'll leave this hit. And then we keep attacking here. At this point, they've got a pretty big army. It may be worth using our Corruption, and there we see the Tier 3 from JD, who should have the most power of all of us. And I decided I'm going to save and try and get Tier 3 as well. Hoping on the fact that my Tier 3 is just stronger than his. I'm not sure how my Skyfire Drake died, actually. Maybe they played something which didn't have ground presence, made a heal or something in the off corruption. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that suck goes off. That shouldn't have happened, but I thought it was more important to try and get my 2-3 out. Sunwu is doing a great job of collecting these L units. Night Guard is super strong against Deep 1 and War Eagle. We got more Warden Sigils, which make me wonder if Bird is just going to try some offensive tower cannon strategies. And we got Fathom Lord versus Deep 1. Deep 1 should actually win this just because of the L counter. We are definitely going to have to see some building repairs from Sunwu here. There we go, just in time. And let me say, Sunwu defended awesomely. Yeah, we're bleeding from the energy parasites. They've got a whole lot more power advantage than we do. But at the end of the day, there was a Backlash. Not very effective, you can see. But that, actually, I think Backlash is what will win us this game. Or, I don't know, as I want to spoil and say we're going to win, but it is going to let us... Yeah, that dropped. That's good. Again, I don't think that Sunwu should have taken that well, because it's just so vulnerable to energy parasites. Yeah, I guess win was a strong word, but it's going to let us have some wins in this game. Maybe not win the whole world. Yeah, I've got a Skyfire Drake even though I'm tier 3, and my power is really low. But Pure Nature doesn't have great tier 3 options. I mean, Mo is pretty good, but you need a lot of power to Mo, and I don't think are... But yeah, maybe they are safe to Mo. But yeah, we gotta keep them from having enough power to make that happen. And this would be great for Backlash, except I don't have Backlash yet. And yeah, defended there. We still got the map control. And the map control is, I guess, quite important because it prevents them from going tier 4. Note at this point, Bird is actually still tier 2. And Sunwu's tier 2 as well. So it's my tier 3 versus JD's tier 3. But Sunwu having... Yeah, they took a power well. Yeah, maybe that was worthwhile doing based on how long this game's going to go on. and Sunwu is able to use tier 3 as well. The nice part about having the 2 corners like this is let us get 2 angles going on their base, but at the end of the day they do have this big choke point, so they can defend it quite well. But they don't have a lot of corruption, so it's we've got some chance to break through. I decided to go for Spitfire, and Bird immediately counters with double swamp traits, which is, I guess, interesting. He's playing Frost Nature, I guess specifically for the Swamp Drakes to counter Spitfires. And they do counter Spitfires pretty well if you invest power, right? We had to invest 240 power, which is more than the Spitfire cost, plus a freeze. But he did kill a Spitfire. And he's left with 2 Swamp Drakes, which are not totally useless. Almost good not to surprise that Swamp Drake lived by a little bit. We've got Thunderstorm trying to kill the majority, but Thunderstorm's not that effective against single targets. I've got a Gladiatrix. I was trying to kill the Swamp Drake, but realized it's not going to happen, so Giant's there to counter Silver Lancers. Looks like the Vivori has used its trance ability. That's going to be effective as preventing the Phylum Lord from using its power, and now Bird starts to come in with playing a lot of units. I just played Juggernaut, hoping to get an attack end. But yeah, so I'm hoping they'll double protect on 2 things, and I can go for Powerwall. On this one, very good defense. Juggernaut, yeah. So I'm not disenchanting because my stampede isn't ready yet. There we go. And I think I'm gonna try for this Powerwall. Yeah, he Glacier Shells on the monument, but I'm able to kill the Powerwall. So that is nice to have. Nice to have done, I guess. That's the first wall kick that's happened in a long time. The previous wall kick was right here, which is a kind of unsafe wall from Sunwu, I think. But yeah, and Sunwu is doing an excellent job of defending on all accounts. Glory is quite good, especially defense, in my opinion. Thunderstorm is also quite strong. It's not that effective when they're frozen, because frozen does take half damage. And at this point, I'm realizing this is a quite long game, and it might come down to charges. So what I decided to do is that, especially since my Spitfires are not that effective, I'm going to try and use all my Juggernaut charges first, and then go for Spitfires as available. And yeah, so that's kind of my hope. We can outdo them on charges, and also prevent them from going tier 4, because knowing JD, I'm sure he's got tier 4 in his deck. That was a Frost Shard from Sunwu. Very nice instant freeze. I'm not sure if it did all that much damage, but it was worthwhile. Maybe spend a couple freezes. Meanwhile, if I can get a Stampede going on there, we got another well again. That's a small power advantage for us again once more. Yep. And at this point, you can see the Void power is quite high, so Nasty Surprises and Backlashes are going to be very effective. Heal, what I should probably do is just come in to attack here. If we get like a Backlash and a Frost Shard going at the same time, that'd be really effective. Unfortunately, I don't know there was a Frost Shard from Sunwu. I'd rather if he had used it actually offensively. My Backlash, you can see the Swamp Drakes lived with 3 HP, and they were able to kill a Spitfire. Sorry to be the Spitfire kind of went in the corner, was trying to come around here. Okay, going all the way, trying to push on this attack. I think I decided to go for the Word Sigil just because it was producing a lot of value, and I could kill it relatively quickly. But yeah. And I don't have tier 4 in my deck, although you can see because we got the map control. If I did have tier 4, this would be a good way to close the game. But I don't have it because I'm tier 5, and tier 5's got a lot of powerful Excel units. Got Spitfire and Juggernaut instead of tier 4. You can see that JD, or not JD, Bird, is coming over here, either to take these wells or to go for a flank attack. I don't really agree with that. Okay, he decided to come back. I'm trying to run away from the freeze, didn't quite do it. And we can see all the Swamp Drakes are coming in to attack. I think there was another Frost Shard, which stopped the Swamp Drakes. I should also note that Spitfire can win against Swamp Drakes now because my Backlash is got you know, our backlash is effective now. So I get some ground units and bird clusters some Spitfires. I should be able to make something happen. There we go. The really annoying thing about Spitfire is that, there we go, can I get another attack? I said I'm going to go for the one. He's, yeah, I can get another attack on the Spitfire. He's Glacier Shelled up here, but if I disenchant, I can probably kill the orb. There we go, yeah. And it did kill my Spitfire again. So yeah, charges are pretty low. I think I've played probably 3 Juggernauts. There we go, that was a beefy Backlash. So now if, I should also mention, the Frost Shard does 700 damage, which is more effective than Eruptions. Oh, and Bird has got an attack going on here. So that is something nobody saw, and could be quite dangerous. That's probably also the reason why this game gets so close. If I could get like one eruption, if I just erupt, but no, the Sunwu just walked a little too far and it died before I noticed I was able to get the eruption going. I was trying to take care of this, but man, that could have been used. So I'm starting to make Fire Dancers because I'm really running low on charges. Bird's attack is going on here. Sunwu comes out with a Yukori, and I'm just trying to apply pressure from as many different angles as possible. Yeah, I don't know if JD is saving to like maybe enlighten Moloch or something. Maybe that's what he's doing. Yeah, I think if he had like a Juggernaut, this would be a lot more effective against us. But you know, it is what it is. I start moving my giants right away. Reasonable nasty from Sunwu. Yeah, I decided I just want to come attack here. Force them to use shield defense building, and then maybe I can get an angle going this way. But yeah, charges are low. No, I decided I'm just going to let my units die. Oh, you just keep the pressure and try to make something happen with a Giant Slayer. Once this goes down, I can Backlash, maybe? I think Backlash would kill this. It'd certainly kill the Swarm Drake. And, or maybe I'm just hoping they don't notice. Or maybe I want to get a Backlash going here. Yeah, Backlash would kill these two yes. Maybe I'm just out of charges with Backlash. Anyway, that attack wasn't effective. I'm just kind of saving eruptions. Now we come into the worry. And this is so low. So once the shield building is gone, or maybe even if we just comboed like a Backlash plus Massive Surprise, here he goes, the Backlash. Did quite a lot of damage. I was hoping that somebody would do a Frost Shard, but maybe he doesn't have power, or I guess we can see the other power. He does have power, but maybe he didn't have chart, or maybe it was on cooldown. Bird's coming to attack here. It's getting pretty serious. We were 94 damage away. So am I going to be able to erupt this in time? I did erupt in time, and that is huge. But you can see it's not the end of the game. This is a very crazy, very intense territory fight. And Sunwu is doing such an awesome job defending with his timeless ones and shield buildings and everything. I should definitely Scorch Earth here. I'm not sure where he is, Scorch Earth. And the Backlash, which almost gets there, but okay, I just had to double up. There we go. They didn't notice and cancel in time, so that's pretty big for us. And we did manage to repair that. The bird is really trying to make something happen here. Actually, did this die? I think it died. Yeah. Sunwu's also lost his building here. Meanwhile, I'm dropping Rallying Banners, hoping to honestly more scare them than anything else. Oh, and I lost my Firewall here. But losing the Firewall is not as important as losing my units, and right now we are tier 3 versus their tier 2. Oh, this one player is tier 2. Played the Backlash, I think, that didn't do anything. And yes, at this point, it is actually looking like they'll maybe get some reverse. Scorcher did not come out in time. I don't know if that was lagging or something else or just being slow. But I do have a Giant Slayer set up if Sunwu can defend this form. And he decides to play a Deus Rigori. I think he's putting his Rigori right in the center there. That way it can have a potentially very effective Nasty. Yeah, all the stops coming out to attack. I've got some big units on the field. More of Corruption is probably going to take care of his Tremors. I'm not even capturing all the action. Oh, can we get another Eruption? Oh, almost. He did shield building in time. But I think this is close enough if we like comboed a Backlash. Oh, the Juggernaut Stampede didn't go out in time. Yeah, if we like comboed a Backlash Frost Sword, there we go. Can I erupt? Yeah, so close. And Stampede did not go through. Very nice Nasty. And here's the opponent if we can get eruption going. No! It lives, just barely, just barely. It looks like JD took this ball here now, and he's coming in with a burrower to make something happen. We've completely lost the ground presence on this side of the map, but at this point I think charges are really running low. And the fact that we've got these really strong burst options with Eruption and Backlash, that might be what is able to close the game. Because, yeah, they're also going to be running low on building protects. And you can see Phoenix start to come into tier 2. Yep, and my Giant Slayer is going to come around and try and make something happen in this direction. His orb is still at low health, and I'm coming in with a Spitfire. And yeah, I think having the Spitfire is just so, or the Spitfire plus the Juggernaut is very powerful because when the charges recharge, I have like 2 strong XL units to make something happen with. So that's going to force him to spend some defensive resources over here. Meanwhile, my Giant Slayer can come on this side and maybe get a split attack going. Yeah, if we get like a Nasty and Backlash combo, maybe that'd be, yeah, he's like 300 damage from doing something so close. But it means that they're going to have to keep protecting this because I can erupt it as soon as it's not. Okay, there we go. JD finally has the power for a Moloch. And that is pretty scary. On the other hand, Moloch I think is 500 power and it's not that effective. Like if you're going to tier 4, I think the best plan is actually Altar of Chaos. Yeah, very nice Nasty killed 2 Drakes and this. And again, if we Backlash or Frost Sharded, that could have been a difference. We got a Dragon, we got it. And yeah, having these 2 bases across each other means that they have to play both building protects at once. So I don't have to use the Juggernaut Stampede, I can just kind of attack normally. And I think I can charge here. There we go. The Moloch is on my base, but if Sunwu keeps the building protects up in the CC, that, yeah, the Moloch is just not as scary as something like Altar of Chaos. Or even Earthshaker. Right, if he had like Enlightened Earthshaker, for one, he could have done it 3 or 4 times by now before his single Moloch. And against like a 4 cluster, you can use Glacier Shell and Kobold Trick and Shield Building. But it's not that effective. Yeah, actually, Yordori beats Moloch, like just straight up, because of the taunt. You force the Moloch to fight melee units, and then you can use like life reading and stuff, and then the Moloch does. So that's why the Moloch's not that effective. And now we're seeing JD is down to tier 1. I've got this Rallying Banner here just to keep down presence. And Bird is tier 3, just now, we built back up. But it's not 2 players in tier 3 against 1 in tier 3, and 1 in tier 1 all the way. So I basically decided I want to try and finish off JD at this point, and then we can 2 versus 1 Bird. And yeah, that way we don't have to risk JD, because power, I'm sure he's got tons of power. Well, 600 in the wood, yeah. Very nice, Nasty. And that should close everything out for us. Yep. So, very exciting game, I think. And I do, tell me in the comments, do you think we use Backlash and Frost Shard, which are 2 kind of underrated cards, but they've got nice burst. And I feel like there were a couple places where if we used them together, it could have made the difference. But I feel like there were also places where it did make a difference. That just having that like extra 700 or so damage done was enough to override the building protects. So let me know if you think that Frost Shard and Backlash won this game, or if you think the fact that there was Moloch instead of a better Enlightened option lost this game for them. Right? Like if they had Mo, because JD was basically trying to save a 500 power lines, which we cut the pressure he can get until the very end. And then you saw how Moloch was kind of useless. So Moloch is funny, but like at the end of the day, I don't think it's the strongest tier 4 option. My favorite is Altar of Chaos. Yeah, that was my favorite. Altar of Chaos. I think Construct is also pretty good. Or Bloodhorn is okay. More honestly, just Mo, because Mo's got that Stampede, which is quite effective, which again they could have used to apply a lot of pressure earlier. So anyway, thanks for watching. I think you will see some more videos from me. I've been recording a bunch since I've been sick recovery from the ER, and at some point I'll have to get back to work, and the videos will stop. But for now, enjoy, and I'll see you next time.